Hello and welcome back, everyone. I'm Ben the Bold, and we are unfortunately embroiled in war. Yes, that's right. We are the former nation of two Sicilies, now the Grand Italian Empire, and we have imperial ambitions. However, we are currently mired in an absolute stalemate in North Africa. We are trying to fight the British as well as Tripoli. We declared this war. We wanted to add Tripoli as a protectorate. Immediately after doing that, Tripoli joined the British market and sought Great Britain out as an ally. Our only hope in winning this war is that Britain just decides that it is not worth the cost. Now, Britain is also struggling in other areas. We have seen some revolts in Cape colonies. We've seen their armies having to go all over the world, but it does actually appear that they have settled a lot of their issues. Oh, we have a fascist Senegal. Weird. It seems like they've settled a lot of their issues and are perhaps moving a lot of their soldiers once again back towards North Africa, in which case that could tip the balance of power in the area. They do absolutely own the seas, as you would expect Great Britain to do. Germany has given them a hard-fought battle to try to, well, battle for naval dominance. In fact, here we go, 86 German vessels are currently convoy raiding in the English Channel. That is huge, and hopefully will force them to try to have to move some of their troops back towards England to protect their coastline. I would love it if Germany would maybe do like a naval invasion of England, but it appears that the entire German army is in North Africa at the moment, and it's not necessarily helping us. In fact, I'm almost in a situation where I feel like, well, I have 91,000 troops here. Do I have any good? Yeah, I'm going to put one general on adamant defense. Actually, you have heavy barrage. I like heavy barrage as a method to attack. Who though? We lost 12,000 men in this fight. The British lost 7,000. I do think part of our problem is that, well, we are being blockaded. So the British fleet is able to prevent our convoys from making it to our troops. That means our troops are going to suffer. And the German Empire has capitulated. I now would be very interested in a white piece, although I'm not going to get it. All right. So now the question is, can I hold on? I really needed Germany to stay in this fight. It looks like I might lose this war. I've lost a war before in this campaign, but this one stings, because this one I thought I was in better shape for. I absolutely am not. We haven't been defeated on land. I mean, I could pull my troops and just go completely defensive and hope to bleed out English manpower, especially bleed them out in England, or in Italy, and try to go for that white peace at this point. However, our economy is going to really suffer, as we can't, without the German help, without German assistance, we can't break the British naval blockade. That might mean that I need to Alright, I am going to go on defend front. In fact, I'm going to go fully to last stand. We are going to try to defend Tunis. I really don't want to lose my African protectorate, my grand ally, but that is going to be a tough to hold back, especially considering I'm not going to be able to keep my supply. I think I'm going to try to bleed them out in North Africa, as I have done. They are going to try to naval invade. I am now going to need to probably go ahead and mobilize my kind of main army in Italy. The question is, how many British I mean, I have to make this costly for the British. That's my deal. However, it's really, at this point I'm fighting for a white peace. I unfortunately have lost. The French Republic have started to damage our relations, so I could see them potentially saying that a war with us is in the cards. Now that I actually think I could win. And I think I could beat them. I mean, well, I don't know. I unfortunately think I might have to give away Tunis as well as some war reps. I am going to try to keep fighting this, though. We are going to defeat the British here, it looks like. The best I can do is just make this as costly as possible. I think I can make this costly. I do think that, unfortunately, our Italian fleet, our Grand Italian fleet, is just... Is it even worth trying to keep them in... Yeah, I mean, they are trying their best to protect convoys, and in fact, they did just have a inconclusive fight. Thankfully, the British are at least going to lose more men in this battle than we are. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we need to just have happening. After all, I don't think that they will be able to naval invade us. We have an absolutely massive army. We are the defender. We have generals who are good at defending. They did destroy a lot of... They're destroying our convoys. I mean, look at our convoy. I mean, we are... Our convoys are just done. And that's really, really going to hurt our troops' supply and make it so that we won't be able to hold off. I think right now... It's a risk, but perhaps moving these 70,000 troops back home to Italy is the play, because, I mean, we can't supply them. With that said, I hate to lose Tunis. I hate to just give Tunis up, especially because this is a situation that we put them in. Here's the thing. The British are not that far away from just accepting a white peace. Now, what I would love is if they would just capitulate. Okay, now we're a rival of Great Britain. That's not what we wanted, probably because they've lost so many men. I could get by with just giving war reps to Tripoli. I would accept that. I would totally accept just giving war reps to Tripoli. I don't want to lose Tunis. Tunis is a major base, a major position of power. All right, unfortunately though, we have Sardinia is isolated, Corsica is isolated, Albania is isolated, our army is isolated. Our army still has 50,000 troops. I'm going to move them home. I'm giving up Tunis. and we will just try to hold off against a naval invasion from England. All right, our troops are home. We brought 50,000 troops back home. Unfortunately, how many of our soldiers died in the desert? It is a massive amount. We've lost almost 100,000 troops just in battles alone. We've lost 45,000 troops to attrition. Meanwhile, the British have lost... Okay, I mean, we are inflicting just absolutely hefty casualties against Great Britain. Unfortunately, this does mean that our Tunisian allies have been officially conquered. I don't know if that's going to cause some ticking war score for us. Civilizing mission is unlocked. We don't care about that right now because we are unfortunately, I mean, we have unfortunately lost this war. There's just not much for it. Again, this is a war that we started. This is a war that we started, but we are unfortunately not going to be able to end it. Our ambitions of empire definitely took a hit today. The year is 1901, and I mean, this is quite simply a debilitating defeat for the Italian nation. However, there are some bright spots. We have seen our Grand Armada, our Grand Admiral, he has actually been pretty good. He's been tremendously outnumbered, yet we have actually won some victories on the sea. I think that is a positive that we can take from this war, that we know that our ships can at least stand up against this much vaunted British Navy. With that said, just the numbers overwhelmed us. With that said, though, could this be a turning point in the war? After all, war does breed innovation. Unfortunately, it sometimes breeds too much innovation in real life, and, you know, war is terrible. It's stupid. But in a game, it can be entertaining. All right, I think let's go ahead and unlock trench works. We are fully on. We don't know what's going to happen. It looks like France, as well as Great Britain, are not too thrilled about Italian ambitions, so I do think that it would be highly important for us to really focus on the military and military technology, especially naval technology. We really need to find a way to turn the tide. I do wonder about British naval technology. All right, they're also on monitors. They do have torpedo boats, so... well, that's not great. Let's go ahead and build some torpedo boats. How do I build some torpedo boats? Oh, I have torpedo boats here. I was looking at the support vessels. I guess torpedo boats are there. Let's go ahead and just upgrade. Monitors cannot be upgraded as the unit types are too different. Interesting. So I guess I just have to build more. Threshing machines are unlocked. That's going to give us some new production methods. That's always good. Let's take a look at them. Steam-powered threshers. Yeah, let's do it. Also, I could make electric fences for my livestock ranches, but I don't think that's worth it. The British are still trying to get that naval invasion, but they just can't because they cannot defeat our fleet. So, again, I will say, while this war has been tremendously negative, there are some positives. And the big positive is that we have shown that in a pinch, we can defend our boot on the sea. Now, again, just sheer numbers, but take a look. This man is a national hero. Lorenzo, you are a national hero. The second Italian fleet has been fully repaired. Now, their manpower has not, though, but their boats are... Let's go ahead and just build some torpedo boats, shall we? Let's build them in... I think torpedo boats especially would help us secure the Adriatic. It is a shame, though, that... And unfortunately, our Grand Fleet has been officially defeated. We are now in trouble. I'm going to go ahead and increase taxes so that we don't lose everything. That's going to hurt my people's standard of living. There is now a revolution in Iberia. Oh, it's in Portugal, not Spain. We are now going to have to defend. We are now going to have to defend our boot from a naval invasion. And this is where things get tricky. They are going to try to land, I believe, in Lazio. I wonder if anyone is willing to make a peace. Yes, Great Britain is willing to peace out at this moment. Tripoli is not yet, though. I'm going to keep fighting. I am going to keep fighting. I know that if I offer some concessions, especially the war reps to Tripolitania, I do think that I can get out of this. However, I'm not ready to make that call just yet. I do kind of like the role play, because, listen, he's now a general as well, but our emperor, he is not his father. His father was a lion among men. He united not only two Sicilies, but also all of the Italian people under one banner. And I like the idea of Francisco really trying to live up to his father's reputation. He feels like he has to succeed. He has to grow Italy. He didn't care about the colonies that his father made in Africa, so he traded them away for a chance at establishing more of a foothold for himself and for Italy in Europe. He wanted to... His father took over Tunis. He wanted to take over Tripoli. He wants to expand, but his ambition has gotten the better of him. And unfortunately, for all Italians, his hubris knows no bounds. And, well, unfortunately, his hubris has led to over 150,000 Italians losing their lives. Meanwhile, his hubris has also led to over 400,000 British soldiers dead. Wow. That's a lot. Meanwhile, our Navy faltered. Our Navy finally fell. They had to go back to port, which means Britain is now trying to land troops in Lazio. Now, can they be repelled? Emperor Francisco de Bourbon is leading the defense himself. Now, honestly, I would have chosen literally anyone else to lead this defense, but they are coming to his gates. He is trying to rally and support for the war by defending it himself. These are the storylines that you live for. These are the storylines that you play for. And Emperor Francesco is going to have a stunning victory where he oh my gosh. A stunning victory. He lost 2,600. He lost 2,690. He had 5,500 wounded. But look at the British. The Army of Ireland. Oh, those poor Irishmen. The Army of Ireland lost 40,000 troops. 40,000. Had 70... This was a stunning victory. The battle only lasted 16 days. This is humiliating for the British. This is the type of thing that will, this is the type of leadership that will lionize you, will make you revered among the Italian population almost as much as your father. Excellent work, Francesco. Excellent work. Uh-oh. I say all of that, however, if we take a look, a revolt is brewing. People are tired of the absolute rule of our emperor. They dislike the fact that we are in a war. They dislike the fact that he has had to raise taxes. They dislike the fact that their standard of living is so low, and they want some kind of representative government. We have a revolution brewing for landed voting in our territory. This is disastrous for Francesco, even after he has led such a valiant defeat. I mean, we are sunk. We have no convoys. We have no budget. We have lots of diplomacy and lots of authority. I am actually going to use some of this authority to try to do exactly what Francesco would do in this situation. It is time to violently repress. Of course, it all comes from Piedmont. It is time to violently suppress, which we cannot set a decree in Piedmont because the turmoil is too high. So it is time to violently suppress in some of these other rebellious states. Now, I do think, yes. Can I promote national values? No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, so we do have turmoil in these places. With that suppression, the penalties from turmoil may not be so bad. Come on, England, land another fleet. You can't defeat us on land. You have defeated us thoroughly in the sea. The mob approaches. Belligerent crowds have been getting increasingly provocative when confronted by troops in Umbria. Hardliners in government are demanding tougher responsibilities, while doves are calling for troops to stand down at the first hopeful step in de-escalation. We are in the middle of a war. It is time to crack down on the troops, and unfortunately, not crack down on the troops, crack down on the revolt. Unfortunately, that just created more unrest and did nothing to stop the spread of revolution. We are losing money. We are losing convoys. We have no bureaucracy. We are in so much trouble, and we have a revolt brewing. Will England try to land another army, or were they sufficiently stopped? Will they accept peace? At this point, they will. If I give war rep, no, they either want all or nothing. So I have to just continue fighting. The rebels' doctor, I think we've had this before, but a doctor in Abruzzo has been caught aiding wounded dissidents and revolutionary. His aid isn't just helping his patients, it's emboldening the entire rebel movement. We should investigate him, the medical profession in Abruzzo, for sympathizers. That would create more radical pops, but change the progress of the revolution. Or this one doctor was obviously a lone wolf. We need to investigate him. We are pretty much just waiting on the British to try to land troops. I could throw my navy back out to the wolves. They have recouped some of their losses. I could try building some torpedo boats, perhaps in Campania. Yeah, let's do that. But it's time to send into the Western Med again. This time we're going to do a coordinated interception. We are going to try to wrestle naval dominance away from the British. Can we do that? No. No, we can't. But we will try. And we will, unfortunately, not succeed. But we have to take the fight to the British at some point. We can't just sit there and wait. They are offering a peace deal. If this is a white peace, I will absolutely take it. This is a white peace. We accept this deal. And the war is over. In the end, no territory is traded. Unfortunately, and this is deeply unfortunate, we have lost Tripolitania as a member of our market. So in a way, we did lose this fight. We are struggling with bureaucracy. We are struggling in so many ways. Do we still have our alliance with Germany? I don't know. We do still have our alliance with Germany. Will anyone else join our customs union? No. So I mean, this was a disaster. We lost 2 spots in terms of our great power status. We still are a great power, but this was a disaster. And we have a revolution brewing at our doorstep to enact landed voting. Now, let's take a look. He is a devout royalist. He is going to oppose any kind of limit to his power, especially one that gives the power to the people. So he is going to fight this. This revolution I am actually going to fight. We will see if we actually are able to win it, or if indeed whose side we actually will choose. We do have a trade state claim for Russia wants to give us Russian Gabon for Italian. Alright, so where is Russian Gabon? Oh, it's this. For Italian, where is that? Yeah, honestly, like, I'm gonna go ahead and accept that deal just because, why not? Now at least we have a little bit of land that honestly has a significant amount of resources, and it has a port. I don't know why it needs 2 levels of a port, but yeah, so, I mean, you know, hey, we have some dye, not much dye, but we have some dye that is produced now, so that's good, that's good, that's nice. We need to build our navy. We were undefeated on land. I want that noted. I mean, yes, we stalemated in Tunis, but we stalemated in Tunis for an important reason. We could not supply our troops. I don't think that we could have been defeated in Italy. I don't think I think the British could have landed invasion force after invasion force. And I don't think they would have beaten us. I think the valiant defense of our emperor was awe-inspiring, truly. I really love that little bit of story narrative. And I think it should be noted that this man is an absolute national hero who, while is seriously disliked, he has won some major victories. And I think it is time to go ahead and just promote him and just say, hello, hey, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you did, because I want it noted that the English were not ready to give us a white peace. And we said, Lorenzo, we need you. We are defeated. The British control the ocean. The British control the waves. But we need you to go out for one last hurrah and try to break the British blockade, to try to keep them from landing any more troops in Lazio. We need you. And Lorenzo said, well, I don't really want to do that, but if I have to. And he took his 52 vessels, into the Western Mediterranean, and he delivered a victory to us that had there been a defeat instead, I do not know if Great Britain would have peaced out. Now, we do have other problems at our doorstep. We have a revolution coming. In fact, we already have an event about the revolution, publishing committee prosecutions. A committee of publishers associated with the trade unions that produce incendiary pamphlets has been brought before the courts. Should we push for their trial in the courts? That would hurt the Civil War progress. We should quietly muzzle these publishers. That would really hurt the Civil War progress and take away the trade unions' political strength, or should we let them go? No, we are wrathful. We will absolutely push for their trial in court. Now, we need to rebuild our convoy network. You can see that our Italian market is in shambles because, well, we don't have any convoys. We were just, absolutely utterly crushed in that last, navally in that last fight. We need to make sure that that never happens again. We will be looking to significantly expand our Navy. I do think it is time to go ahead and decrease the budget back to an acceptable, or decrease taxes back to an acceptable route. We will have to see what happens with this revolution in the coming episodes, because that is where I'm going to end it here. I usually like to wrap these things up after 30 minutes or so. I think that this was a highly entertaining episode. I know I had a good time. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Anyway, I've been Ben the Bold, you have been you, and I will see you on the next one.